Hey, it's Anthony with Land Title. Came to bring you your Denver Metro first to know update. And we got a lot going on here, so let's kind of dive right into it. As the market has been shifting around and inventory has been rising, you've really seen prices stabilize in Denver Metro. So you can see it here in the average sales price. We're right where we were last month. We're right above where we were last year, 0.9%. The median is a good indicator, too, of really just what's happening in the market. So if you look at both of them, we're right in line, right above that. We really have never quite hit those 2022 peaks yet, but we're definitely trending that direction. And with high inventory and interest rates slowly starting to come down, I think you're going to see a surge of buyers here in the fall a little bit, right? But it just kind of depends on the uncertainty in the marketplace. The one part of this that is not so good information is the attached market has really been struggling. And now, attached in Denver Metro always seems to be the first one to respond. So, a little bit of loss in value in the attached market is really to be expected, especially when the gold standard of detached single family homes are super stable and doing a little better than they were last year. This is no surprise. Now, this rebounds pretty quickly, too. They always seem to be the first ones to rebound back. You can see it by price per square foot. Very, very stable in the attached single family. We peaked in about April when the market peaked this year. Condos, we did not peak in April. It really has been really tough, right? So you can see prices have fallen by about 5% this year, and that's substantially down from where we were in 22. But I would expect that to stabilize out as inventory starts to stabilize out. Now, here's where inventory is. We've been flirting with 10,000 units of supply. That means that sellers have been a lot more motivated than buyers as that has risen. It's up 33% from this time last year. So this should be no shock, but as there is more supply in the marketplace, sellers are going to be a little less apt to go list, even though they were really gung-ho early in the year. I think you're going to see that enthusiasm taper a little bit as it's getting harder and harder to sell a home. Buyer demand is nowhere near seller appetite. So what does that do? It creates that rise in inventory. You can see, though, that the pendings peaked in April, right? And as the market peaked just like it did a year ago, we've really started to see it taper down. It's just the seasonality came early this year. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there, as you guys all know, between elections and interest rates and everything else, looming recessions, if that's a thing, right? So everybody's just kind of uncertain, and that creates this sentiment with the buyers. Now, it means that we have 2.9 months of inventory, 38% above last year. And what that really means is it's probably a lot more of a balanced market than we've had in years past. I would use the word buyer's market, but it's not a buyer's market yet, even though it might feel like it for some people. If you look to other counties, there are definitely counties that happen to be in buyer's markets or cities. Definitely sub pockets in the metro area can be buyer's markets for sure. But as a whole, we're still in a very fairly balanced market. Nationally, 4 to 6 months is balanced, but I would argue that 3 is probably a lot closer to balance in the Denver metro area. If you look at it here, average days in MLS are at 29. They're only about 5 days or 6 days above last year. It's 25%, but take that with a grain of salt. It's another week, right? So it's taken about a month to go under contract. That being said, those homes are going under contract for 99.2% list sale price, about 0.7% less than last year. Now, of course, they're getting less money for a home at the time of offer because there's more competition, right? And when you have more competition, it's going to move the needle this direction with both of these. So expect those days in MLS to rise the rest of the year. That's very, very traditional seasonal behavior. You can see the seasonality on all the other graphs. And that close to list price should taper off. Now, if interest rates drop enough, it will plateau for sure, like you kind of saw in 2021. But as of right now, that's kind of the norm. It's going to be a lot like last year in many ways. Now, at least we have some light at the end of the tunnel with the interest rates because the showings per listing are at 5.2, which is substantially lower. So there are less buyers actively shopping by 17.5%. But the showings to go under contract are a little bit less than they were this time last year, too. So the buyers that are out there are more motivated than before. So if you have any other questions, concerns, you need any submarket data, you can always reach out to me, Anthony at Land Title. We'll catch you next time. Thanks.